Hello and welcome to the Growth Channel Podcast. Here is your host, RJ.
Welcome back to the Growth Channel. It's nice to be with you once again. You know, uncertainty is all around us, never more so than today. Whether it concerns this global pandemic, the economy, or your finances, health, and relationships, much of what lies ahead in life remains uncertain. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a major effect on our lives, and I know in certain areas even more so. Many of us are facing challenges that can be stressful, overwhelming, and cause strong emotions, both adults and children. Public health actions like social distancing, whilst they are necessary to reduce the spread of COVID, they can also make us feel isolated and lonely and can increase the stress and anxiety levels. While many things remain outside our control, our mindset is key to coping with these difficult circumstances and to confidently facing the unknown. Uncertainty is part of the human experience. Some people thrive in uncertain times like now. Others become emotionally paralyzed and anxious. The way people respond to uncertainty may depend on how afraid they are of the unknown.
The Growth Channel Podcast, broadcasting worldwide. If you are serious about making money online from home, then visit onlinegrowthchannel.com, onlinegrowthchannel.com. If you are interested in growing yourself, personal development and financial freedom, then subscribe to our Online Growth Channel on YouTube, Online Growth Channel.
As human beings, we crave security. We want to feel safe and have a sense of control of our lives and well-being. Fear and uncertainty can leave you feeling stressed, anxious, and powerless over the direction of your life. It can drain you emotionally and trap you in a downward spiral of endless what-ifs and worst-case scenarios about what tomorrow may bring. So what causes the fear of the unknown? Why do we become anxious when we are uncertain? The first very important part is because of the lack of predictability. Feeling that you don't have enough information to make accurate predictions can cause your anxiety to rise. One way to counteract the lack of predictability is to get more information. So, for example, if you are experiencing fear of the unknown related to a new neighborhood that you want to move in, you might consider exploring the area before you move. You can make in-person or online scouting expeditions to find out more about what your new life will be. The first reason why we have the fear of the unknown or why we become anxious is first of the lack of predictability. The second point is the lack of control. Feeling that you can't control your circumstances is sure to cause your anxiety levels to rise. Age and disability can both decrease your belief that you can take charge of your own life. To reclaim your sense of control, you can start by analyzing your circumstances and listing the things you can and cannot control. You can decrease uncertainty by making a plan that includes steps you can take in areas within your control. While we may not wish to acknowledge it, uncertainty is a natural and unavoidable part of our life. Very little about our lives is constant or totally certain. And while we have control over many things, we can't control everything that happens to us. As the coronavirus pandemic demonstrated, life can change very quickly and very unpredictably. One day things may just seem fine. The next day you suddenly become sick, or you lost your job, or you find yourself struggling to put food on the table or provide for your family. To cope with all this uncertainty, many of us use worrying as a tool for trying to predict the future and avoid nasty surprises. Worrying can make it seem like you have some control over uncertain circumstances. You may believe that it will help you find a solution to your problems or prepare you for the worst. Maybe if you just agonize over the problem long enough, just think through every possibility or read every opinion online, you'll find a solution and be able to control that outcome. Unfortunately, none of this works. Chronic worrying can't give you more control over uncontrollable events. It just robs you of enjoyment in the present, saps your energy, and keeps you up at night. But there are healthier ways to cope with uncertainty, and that begins with adjusting your mindset.
You are listening to the Growth Channel podcast. Are you interested in doing an online tourism business course? Please visit tourismbusinessonline.com, tourismbusinessonline.com.
So how can we handle uncertainty and overcome the fear of the unknown? Firstly, question your assumptions. If you experience fear of the unknown, take time to examine what beliefs you hold. Then ask yourself a few questions. To what extent are your beliefs logical? Ask yourself some questions about the assumptions underlying your beliefs. Secondly, take action over the things that you can control. Much about life is uncertain at the moment, and many things remain outside of our control. But while you cannot control the spread of a virus or the recovery of the economy, or whether you have a paycheck next week, you're not totally powerless. Whatever your fears or personal circumstances, instead of worrying about the uncontrollable, try to refocus your mind on taking actions over the aspects that are within your control. By focusing on the aspects of a problem that you can't control in this way, you'll switch from ineffective worrying into active problem solving. Of course, all circumstances are different, and you may find that in some situations, all you can control is your attitude and your emotional response. Thirdly, focus on the present. Stay grounded in the here and the now. You can take actions today to reduce the possibility of a negative outcome down the road. By listing factors within your control and taking one small step each day, you can show up your sense of responsibility and control over your life. Uncertainty is often centered on worries about the future and all the bad things you can anticipate happening. It can leave you feeling hopeless and depressed about the days ahead. One of the surest ways to avoid worrying about the future is to focus on the present. Instead of trying to predict what might happen, switch your attention to what's happening right now. By being fully connected to the present, you can interrupt the negative assumptions and the predictions running through your mind. You can learn to purposely focus your attention on the present through mindfulness. With regular practice, mindfulness can help change your preoccupation with future worries to a stronger appreciation of the present moment, as well as help calm your mind, ease stress, and boost your overall mood.
You are listening to the Growth Channel podcast. If you are interested in growing yourself, personal development and financial freedom, then subscribe to our online growth channel on YouTube, Online Growth Channel. The link is in the podcast description.
So, to summarize, fear of the unknown is the tendency to be afraid when you have no information on any level about something you face. It can escalate into an intolerance of uncertainty, into anxiety. To manage the fear, you can identify areas within your control, make a step-by-step plan, and practice mindfulness to ground yourself in the present. Take steps to reduce your overall stress and anxiety levels. Find inner calm so that you better cope with uncertainty in your life. That brings us to the end of this episode.
Please like or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and podcast platforms. The Growth Channel podcast is broadcasted once weekly, every Thursday at 3 p.m. Beijing time, GMT+8. Until next time, please stay safe and be blessed. Till we meet again,